Hello, students. I hope you will be healthy and fine at your home. Again, I am here to discuss the next part of the series of lecture Employment, Formal and Informal Growth of Unit 7 of your syllabus, which is Current Challenges Facing the Indian Economy. स्टूडेंट्स, एक चीज़ जो आपको बहुत ध्यान में रखनी है वो ये है कि इस यूनिट को आपके सिलेबस में सबसे ज़्यादा वेट दिया गया है, इसलिए कीप कॉन्संट्रेट वाइल वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो. स्टूडेंट, you must have pen and copy with you to note down some important points of this lecture, because after studying this lecture there some notes must be with you for the purpose of examination. Before we start this lecture, student, in the last lecture we discussed about the participation of men and women in economic activity, and rural and urban people participated in economic activity through worker population ratio. In the last lecture we discussed about these concepts. If you didn't watch the previous video, first watch the previous video and then come to this video part second. In the last video we also discussed about the quality of employment, because worker population ratio is not able to show the quality of employment persist in the economy. So we discuss this concept by dividing the workforce into three segments: that self-employed workers, casual wage laborers, and regular salaried employees. And in the last slide we discussed about the occupational structure of the workforce, that is the distribution of workforce by industry in primary sector, such as the primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Means वर्कफोर्स जो टोटल काम कर रही है उसमें कितने लोग प्राइमरी सेक्टर में लगे हैं, कितने लोग सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में लगे हैं और कितने लोग टर्शियरी सेक्टर में लगे हैं, ये बताता है कि ऑक्यूपेशनल स्ट्रक्चर इकोनॉमी का क्या है. ये हम लोगों ने लास्ट लेक्चर में डिस्कस किया था. होप यू डिड योर असाइनमेंट्स. लास्ट लेक्चर में असाइनमेंट्स दिया था, आपने कर लिया होगा. Now in this part of 2 series of lecture we will cover few things, that is growth and changing structure of employment from the planning that started from 1951 till now it is going on, and the informalization of workforce, that movement of workforce from formal sector to informal sector, that is informalization of workforce. We'll discuss in this lecture that distribution of workforce in formal and informal sector as well. So students, let's start the lecture. Let's begin with, that is growth in employment. To discuss the growth in employment which we achieved during the 70 year of planned development, we took two development indicators. The one is GDP growth, another is employment growth. Why we took two development indicators? Just to compare the growth of employment with the GDP. See, in 70 year of planned development we have been aimed, हमारा एम क्या था, at expansion of economy through increase in national output and employment. हमारा एम ये था कि प्लानिंग के थ्रू हम अपने नेशनल आउटपुट, इन सिंपल यू कैन से जीएनपी, ग्रॉस नेशनल प्रोडक्ट, और इन शॉर्ट यू कैन से दैट जीएनपी और जीडीपी, ये इंक्रीज़ करेगा, और साथ ही साथ जो एम्प्लॉयमेंट है ये भी इंक्रीज़ करेगा. ये हमारा एम रहा प्लानिंग का. व्हाट वी अचीव्ड, लेट्स डिस्कस. जीडीपी ऑफ इंडिया ग्रो पॉजिटिवली। पॉजिटिवली मतलब कि हमेशा बढ़ता रहा है, कभी कम नहीं हुआ है, एंड वॉज हायर देन एम्प्लॉयमेंट। बट एम्प्लॉयमेंट ग्रोथ जो रहा है वो कम रहा है एज कंपेयर टू जीडीपी ग्रोथ फ्रॉम 1951 टू 2012। ग्रोथ जीडीपी सोज फ्लैक्चुएशंस। फ्लैक्चुएशंस का मतलब कभी ऊपर हुआ कभी नीचे हुआ, इस तरह से फ्लैक्चुएशंस रहे हैं जीडीपी ग्रोथ में ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड दैट इज 1951 टू 2012, while employment growth was less than 2%. See, if we take the average of employment growth for this period, we can get that it is less than 2%. Look at this chart. इस चार्ट को देख करके हम इसे आसानी से समझ सकते हैं। See, it is the sort of growth of employment and the gross domestic product from 1950 to 12. It is in percentage data. It is where we started from 1951. Planning started, and that time the employment growth was 0.39%, and the GDP growth was at that time 3.6. Look at this. This was increasing the GDP growth. Overall, you can see the trend is what increasing. And what we saw that from 1951 to 1961, the growth of employment increase it is 2.03%, and from here to this it was static. You can say static. There is no change, but after that it declines and move to 0.98, and then there is a period 2005-10, it is 0.29. You can compare this with this, that it was far below from where we started the journey of planned development. One more thing, that the gap between these two indicators, which is widened. Look at this gap is widened. What is the meaning of this gap is widened? This gap is that we are producing more goods and services. We are able to produce more goods and services without employing more people to produce those goods and services, and this is known as, in simple, it is considered as a jobless growth. See, after 1990s, this gap is widened. 90, especially this. Why this period? In this period, you already have studied that new economic policy 1991 was introduced in India, and in this policy we basically focused on the foreign investment. MNCs, multinational companies came here and invest their rupees, invest their money in India. See, after 1991, the GDP growth mostly is driven by MNCs, and due to this, and those MNCs basically use the capital intensive technology, and so for that they did not employ more of the population, they only use machines to produce more goods and services. Therefore we are saying that the gap between these is widened. इनके बीच का जो gap है वो बढ़ता चला गया. Look at this. After 91, the growth of employment started decline. We discussed that after new economic policy, and the gap between employment is widened. It so that, look at this, it shows that the Indian economy has been able to produce more goods and services without generating employment. It is called jobless growth. The question may be asked to you that why, what is the jobless growth and why it has happened. So very simple answer, you can say that in 1991 the new economic policy was introduced, and That policy basically focused on multinational companies, and they attract the investments from those MNCs. They started their business in India, they started their plant in India, but they don't, they uses capital intensive technology as the place of labor intensive technology. So the GDP increases, but the employment rate is goes down or not increases, you can see. That is the reason of jobless growth. Hope you understand. Now look at the changing structure in employment. Changing structure can be analyzed in two ways. Change in occupational structure. It is very important question, students, that may be asked that what are the changing structure in India. Look at this. We already discussed what is the occupational structure. Occupational structure is what that the total amount of workforce employed in primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. We know that most of the population fall in rural areas, and their major source of livelihood is agriculture. Therefore, the occupational structure is in the favor of primary sector. We already discussed. But what are the changes? Is there is change in occupational structure? We can discuss with this help of table. There is three time series data are there: 1972, 73, 2011, 2012, and 2017, 2018 data. This data is taken from NCERT page 126, Indian Economic Development. In 1970-73, the structure was, look at this, India was mainly a agricultural economy, that 74% of the population was involved in primary sector. Secondary sector, which is manufacturing sector, you can say 10.9% of the people involved in secondary sector, and tertiary sector employs more people as compared to that of secondary sector, which is 14.8%. What has happened in 2011-2012, that the burden on primary sector to employ the workforce decline. There is now 48.9, you can say that 49% of the people involved in primary sector. See, tertiary sector become more vibrant, that 27% approx, you can say, involved in tertiary sector, and secondary sector or manufacturing sector is also developing, which implies 24% of the population, 24% of the workforce. Recent data to 17-18 data shows that 45% of the population is still involved in agriculture, which is higher than secondary as well as in tertiary sector. Tertiary sector implies 31% of the workforce, which is all increasing. You can see that it was in 70s 14, or you can say that 15% in increased to 27, and now it is 31%. What you can saw that from 70s to 2011 there is a hike in participation of workforce in secondary sector, but there is a static in nature. See, 2011 and 2012 to 2017 and 18, in between these years the participation of workforce in secondary sector is static, that is to 24.3 and 24.4. So there is no new industries are established, and so for that the old employment structure is persist in secondary sector. Primary sector loses their participation of workforce. It is quite good, and those who leave the primary sector move to the tertiary sector, not in secondary sector. After this discussion, what we can say that India is an agrarian economy still, because most of the people still involved in primary sector. देर इज सब्सटेंशियल शिफ्ट फ्रॉम फॉर्म टू नॉन फॉर्म वर्क। फॉर्म का मतलब ये हो गया कि हम फार्मिंग एक्टिविटी में इन्वॉल्व थे, अब फार्मिंग एक्टिविटी से हम नॉन फार्म एक्टिविटी की तरफ मूव कर रहे हैं। और अगर हम 70 से 2017 को अगर हम कंपेयर करेंगे 1970 से, तो देर इज़ अ ह्यूज movement of workforce from primary to secondary as well as tertiary. Important thing is that secondary and tertiary sector showing the promising future for the Indian workforce. Means Indian workforce के लिए secondary sector and tertiary sector काफ़ी अच्छा option generate कर रहा है, and more opportunities are developing in especially in tertiary sector and secondary sector. We can say that the growth is especially driven by the tertiary sector. Students, let's discuss the second way of discussing the changing structure in employment is what? The casualization of workforce. What is casualization of workforce? Here it is. It refers to the process of moving from self-employment and regular salaries employees to casual wage laborers. This makes workforce vulnerable. It is not a positive concept, it is a negative concept that someone is employed in regular salaried employees and now those are casual wage laborers. Look at this, we can understand this concept with this facts table is there. We take 1972 data, 1993 and 94, 2011 and 12. See, it is repeated, and 2017 and 18. Look at this. See, in 2017, 2073, self-employed people was 61.4%, and regular salaried employees were 15.4, and the casual wage laborers was 23.2. Means most of them were self-employed. Why most of them were self-employed? Because farming activity is considered in a self-employed activity. Most of the people were involved in primary activities, therefore they are also fall in self-employed category. And those who don't have their own farm, they work as a casual wage laborers on the other farms. Regular salaries employees were very less. They are basically in a service sector and secondary sector. Look at this. In self-employment, 1993 position is what? 54.6, that the self-employed people were declined, and they moved from there, they moved to the casual wage laborers. Look at this. And also you can saw that the regular salaried employees earlier was 15.4%, it is now 13.6%. Means self-employed people as well as regular salaried employees people move towards what? Casual wage laborers. Means workforce नॉर्मली होना ऐसा चाहिए कि कैजुअल वेज लेबर से सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड या रेगुलर सैलरीड एम्प्लॉयड की तरफ बढ़ें, लेकिन ये उल्टा हो रहा है. दैट इज़ कि हम सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड और रेगुलर सैलरीड एम्प्लॉयड से कैजुअल वेज लेबर्स की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं. व्हाट इज़ कैजुअल वेज लेबर्स? जिनके पास पूरे दिन का काम नहीं होता है, दिन में 2 घंटा 3 घंटा 4 घंटा काम करते हैं, डेली काम नहीं मिलता है उनको, और कभी कभी उनको वेजेस कम जाती हैं, एंड तमाम जितने भी बेनिफिट्स हैं हम लोग अभी आगे डिस्कस करेंगे. रेगुलर सैलरीड एम्प्लॉयज़ को कितने बेनिफिट्स मिलते हैं, उस सारे बेनिफिट्स कैजुअल वेज लेबर्स को नहीं मिलते हैं. इसका मतलब पहले हमारी कंडीशन अच्छी थी, अब हमारी कंडीशन ख़राब हो रही है इन टर्म्स ऑफ द वर्किंग कंडीशन, इन टर्म्स ऑफ सैलरी, in terms of social security benefits and all that. What has happened in 2011-2012? Look at this. Again the self-employed person has declined, is 52, and now the important thing is that regular salaried employees is now increasing and the casual wage laborers are decreasing, but it is decrement, just 1% decrement, but it is decreasing. It's a positive sign for the economy, and this continues in 2017 and 2018 as well. Look at this. it is now declined by 5%. What you can say that 5% of the casual wage laborers uh, moved to self-employed or regular salaried employees. It has increased by, now you can say that is the positive sign for the Indian economy. So it is casualization of workforce. The question may be asked, what is casualization of workforce? Discuss it with the help of data. So you have to show that data of 1972, 1972, 73, 1993 to 94. But you have to discuss 2017 and 18, that now the present scenario shows that uh, uh, कि हमारी कंडीशन अब अच्छी हो रही है और कैजुअल वेज लेबर से हमारा मूवमेंट जो है रेगुलर सैलरीड एम्प्लॉयज और सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड की तरफ हो रहा है. नाउ लुक एट डिस्कस द इनफॉर्मलाइजेशन ऑफ इंडियन वर्कफोर्स. इनफॉर्मलाइजेशन, द वर्ड इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इनफॉर्मलाइजेशन का मतलब होता है कि फॉर्मल से इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर की तरफ जाना. What is formal and informal? We'll discuss in detail. Look at this. Even after 70 years of plant development, about 50% of the workforce still depend on farming to earn their livelihood, and quality of employment has been deteriorating. We discussed that 45% of the population was involved in primary activity. That was data of 2017 and 18. So you can say, and which is greater than that of what, primary sector and tertiary sector. That you can say still most of the population were involved in primary sector. And the quality of employment, what is quality of employment? We discussed that casual wage laborers percentage is going increasing, but now 17-18 data shows that it has declining. But keeping that in mind, casualization of workforce, we are discussing this segment. To analyze this, we classify workforce into formal and informal sector, which is also known as organized and unorganized. Organized means formal, formal is organized, and informal is unorganized. Okay. You must be clear about formal and informal sector, because questions may be asked that what is formal sector and what is informal sector. There might be a question in objective that may be in true, false, and fill in the blanks. So we should you should be very careful regarding understanding what is formal sector. See, all the public sector establishment, it is different. Public sector establishment, you can say that government sector, all the government sector, all the government departments, all the government companies are fall under public sector establishment, and those people who are working over there are known as working formal sector. And other than this, those private sector establishment which employ 10 hired workers, this number is very important, 10 hired workers. Say suppose we are running a self-employment business, and we have our family members working over there, and we have hired 2 or 3 or 5 members from outside. That establishment will not consider the formal, because we hired just 3 or 5 laborers outside or members outside. But if we hire 10 hired workers, then that will be considered as a formal sector and organized sector. What is the importance of formal and informal sector? Look at this. Those who work in formal sector get regular income and higher salaries for the same work. Higher salaries for the same work का मतलब ये है कि अगर वही काम हम इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में करते हैं तो उसके लिए हमें कम सैलरी मिलती है, और वही काम अगर हम फॉर्मल सेक्टर में करते हैं तो उसके लिए ज़्यादा सैलरी मिलती है. अगर आप फॉर्मल सेक्टर में वर्क कर रहे हैं तो गवर्नमेंट आपके राइट्स को प्रोटेक्ट करती है थ्रू लेबर लॉज. लेबर लॉज के थ्रू आपके राइट्स को प्रोटेक्ट करेगी. यू कैन ऑल्सो फॉर्म द ट्रेड यूनियन. लेबर से एक ट्रेड यूनियन बना सकते हैं, और बार्गेन विथ एम्प्लॉयर. एम्प्लॉयर के साथ बार्गेनिंग कर सकते हैं. and also they get social security benefits like provident fund, gratuity, maternity benefits, etc. There are many social security benefits our employees get who work in formal sector. These benefits not received to those workers who are working in informal sector. Look at this. What is informal sector? ऑल अदर इंटरप्राइजेस, जितने भी इंटरप्राइजेस हम लोगों ने फॉर्मल सेक्टर में डिस्कस किए हैं, चाहे वो पब्लिक इस्टेब्लिशमेंट हो, चाहे वो प्राइवेट इस्टेब्लिशमेंट जो कि 10 हायर्ड वर्कर्स लेकर के या 10 हायर वर्कर से ज़्यादा लेकर के काम कर रहे हैं, उसको छोड़ दिया जाए तो ऑल अदर इंटरप्राइजेस एंड वर्कर्स वर्किंग इन दोज इंटरप्राइजेस देन फॉर्मल सेक्टर फॉर्म्स इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर। इसमें क्या क्या आएगा? मिलियंस ऑफ फार्मर्स, जितने भी फार्मर्स हैं वो इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में फॉल करते हैं। एग्रीकल्चरल लेबरर्स, ओनर ऑफ स्मॉल इंटरप्राइजेज with less than 10 hired workers, self-employed who do not have any hired workers, etc. Means most of the population fall under informal sector. इम्पोर्टेंट बात याद रखिएगा, 10 हायर्ड वर्कर से अगर कम है तो वो इनफॉर्मल में जाएगा, और पब्लिक इस्टेब्लिशमेंट है अगर तो वो फॉर्मल में जाएगा। सी, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ the discrimination between formal and informal sector, there is some data regarding distribution of workers in formal and informal sector. Before we discuss this data, we should be very clear that our development planning presumes, हम ये मान के चले थे कि as the economy grows, more and more workers would become formal worker. मतलब हमारी डेवलपमेंट प्लानिंग ऐसी रही या ऐसी थी या ऐसी होनी चाहिए, जो भी आप मान लीजिए, कि फॉर्मल सेक्टर में वर्कफोर्स बढ़ना चाहिए, इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में वर्कफोर्स घटना चाहिए, तभी हम कहेंगे कि हमारा डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है। बट व्हाट हैपेंड इन इंडिया? इंडिया में क्या हुआ उसके बारे में देखते हैं। देयर इज़ अ चार्ट। बिफोर वी स्टार्ट द चार्ट, how many of the working population workforce are there? This numbers is in, not in percentage, this is in million. Look at this, the workforce is in million. So informal sector total workforce involved in informal sector, you can say that 310 and 133, what is it? 3, 4 and 4, 443 million people involved in informal sector, and 30 million, only 30 million involved in formal sector. So you can say that most of the workforce belongs to what? More workforce belongs to formal sector, more workforce belongs to informal sector. Total workforce, what is total workforce? You can consider that 443 and 30 million you can add, so you will get what? That 473 million workforce are there. This data belongs to 2012. तो 2012 में 473 मिलियन वॉट देयर जो कि काम कर रहे थे, और उनमें से केवल 30 मिलियन जो लोग थे वो कहाँ पे थे? फॉर्मल सेक्टर में, और जो 443 थे वो कहाँ थे? इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में। और इसके अंदर अगर हम मेल और फीमेल का हम परसेंटेज देखें तो ये जो आपको दिख रहा है जिसको हम ग्रीन कर रहे हैं, दैट बिलोंग्स टू मेल, इट इज़ ऑल्सो बिलोंग्स टू मेल, and this block is related with what? Female, and this block is related with what? Female. Out of 30 million people involved in formal sector or working in formal sector, only 6 million belongs to what? Female. 24 belongs to male. So you can say that more formal workers are male. Here 310 million belongs to male and 133 million women belongs to informal sector. You can also find out the percentage. You can easily find out the percentage that what about of percentage belongs to informal sector and what percentage of the population belongs to formal sector. See, workforce total workforce is what, 473, and 30 million belongs to formal sector. So 30 divided by 473 and multiplied by 100, you will get what, that 6% 6% belongs to what, formal sector. But we get that total workforce, out of total workforce only 6% belongs to formal sector, or you can say that what, 94% belongs to informal sector. What we want to achieve that कि डेवलपमेंट प्लानिंग के साथ इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में लगे लोगों की संख्या कम होनी चाहिए थी, जबकि अभी हम क्या देख रहे हैं, 2012 की कंडीशन है ये, और प्लानिंग हम लोगों ने शुरू की थी 1951 से, अभी भी 94% लोग इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में ही लगे हुए हैं, केवल 6% लोग फॉर्मल सेक्टर में लगे हुए हैं। अगर हम वीमेंस का परसेंटेज देखें तो फॉर्मल सेक्टर में वीमेंस का परसेंटेज क्या है, तो टोटल फॉर्मल सेक्टर में 30 लगे हुए हैं और 6 मिलियन वीमेन हैं, तो यू कैन गेट दैट 20% ऑफ द workforce belongs to formal sector is female. Means 80% of the people worked in formal sector are what, male. That is a very less percentage, you can see. These are sum up in this slide, that out of total workforce only 6% belongs to formal sector, which only 20% are female. Rest of 94 belongs to informal sector, which 69% are male. Out of those 30 million people belongs to formal sector, 18 million employed in public sector. ये important चीज़ है कि जो 30 मिलियन लोग फॉर्मल सेक्टर में लगे हुए हैं, उनमें से 18 मिलियन लोग को कहाँ पे एम्प्लॉय किया गया है, पब्लिक सेक्टर। पब्लिक सेक्टर का मतलब ये हो गया कि गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर, जो पब्लिक इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं उसमें लगा हुआ है। फॉर्मल सेक्टर में प्रॉब्लम्स क्या क्या हैं, लुक एट दिस। वर्कर्स डू नॉट गेट रेगुलर इनकम, पहले ही डिस्कस किया था। दे डू नॉट हैव देयर एनी प्रोटेक्शन फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट, क्योंकि वो लेबर लॉज में आते नहीं हैं, लेबर लॉज में आएंगे नहीं तो उनको गवर्नमेंट से प्रोटेक्शन नहीं मिलता है। 10 हायर्ड वर्कर का क्लॉज है। वर्कर्स डिसमिस विदाउट एनी कंपनसेशन, बिना कंपनसेशन के उनको काम से निकाल दिया जाता है। टेक्नोलॉजी जो यूज़ होती है इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर इंटरप्राइजेज में वो आउटडेटेड है, एंड दे डू नॉट मेंटेन एनी अकाउंट, वो कोई अकाउंट भी मेंटेन नहीं करते हैं। एंड वर्कर्स जो काम करते हैं वहाँ पे वो बेसिकली कहाँ पे रहते हैं, स्लम्स में रहते हैं। स्लम्स जिनको हम गंदी बस्ती कह सकते हैं। और स्क्वाटर मतलब कहा जाता है कि कहीं भी अपना मकान बना लेना, एक तरह से हम कहते हैं कि दूसरे की ज़मीन पे कब्जा कर लेना है, गवर्नमेंट की ज़मीन पे कब्जा करके रहने लगते हैं, क्योंकि उनके पास रहने के लिए और कोई जगह है नहीं, इसलिए वो कहीं भी अपना शेल्टर डाल करके रहना शुरू कर देते हैं। तो दीज आर द प्रॉब्लम्स रिलेटेड विद द इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर। एंड गवर्नमेंट व्हाट सॉ दैट कि फॉर्मल सेक्टर में एम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ नहीं रहा है, इसलिए उन्होंने इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर की तरफ ध्यान देना शुरू किया। और एक और चीज़, दैट इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की वजह से गवर्नमेंट इनिशिएटेड द मॉडर्नाइजेशन ऑफ इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर enterprises and provision of social security measures to informal sector workers। मतलब इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ILO की वजह से इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर पे ध्यान देना शुरू किया, और उनको भी सोशल सिक्योरिटी मेजर्स प्रोवाइड कराने की बात की गई, और उस पर काफ़ी काम भी किया गया है, क्योंकि अभी भी मोस्ट ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयमेंट बिलोंग्स टू व्हाट, इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर। बट सी स्टिल मच हैव टू डू, अभी बहुत सारा काम करना बाकी है। See, roadside vending and increasing variety of informal sector employment. इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में ज़्यादातर लोग कहाँ पे लगे हुए मिलेंगे आपको? रोड साइड वेंडिंग आपको हर जगह, चाहे सब्जी हो गया, चाहे फ्रूट्स हो गए, हर जगह आपको ये चीज़ बहुत कॉमन सी चीज़ है, देखने को मिल जाएगी। क्या है? इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर ही है। इनफॉर्मलाइजेशन ऑफ वर्कफोर्स से रिलेटेड एनसीईआरटी की बुक में एक केस स्टडी है, दैट इज़ इन अहमदाबाद। सी अर्लियर अहमदाबाद वॉज द प्रॉस्परस सिटी, और वहाँ पे जो वर्कर्स काम, क्योंकि वहाँ पे 60 टेक्सटाइल मिल थी, वहाँ पे जो वर्कर्स काम करते थे दैट इज़ 1,50,000। वो काफ़ी वेल, they have their income security, secured job, living base, they are covered by the social security scheme। स्ट्रॉन्ग ट्रेड यूनियन भी उनके पास था, जिससे वो अपने डिस्प्यूट को रिप्रेजेंट करते थे और अपने वेलफेयर से जुड़ी हुई बातों को उसमें रखते थे। लेकिन 1980s में क्या हुआ कि टेक्सटाइल मिल्स पूरे कंट्री में बंद होने लगी। मुंबई में काफ़ी तेज़ी से बंद हुई, और अहमदाबाद में ये बंद होने लगभग 10 साल में काफ़ी ज़्यादा कम हो गया। और उस 10 साल में 1980 से 10 साल में, आगे के 10 साल में लगभग 80,000 परमानेंट वर्कर्स की जॉब चली गई, और 50,000 के आसपास जो नॉन परमानेंट वर्कर्स थे उनकी भी जॉब चली गई। और वो कहाँ पे चले गए? फॉर्मल सेक्टर से इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में। फॉर्मल सेक्टर से इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर क्यों कह रहे हैं? क्योंकि पहले उनको सारा बेनिफिट था, सोशल सिक्योरिटी भी था, ट्रेड यूनियन भी था, सिक्योर्ड इनकम भी था, लेकिन अब वो इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में चले गए। द सिटी एक्सपीरियंस्ड एन इकोनॉमिक रिसेशन, पब्लिक डिस्टर्बेंस, स्पेशली कम्युनल राइट्स, वहाँ पे कम्युनल राइट्स स्टार्ट हो गए। द होल क्लास ऑफ वर्कर वॉज थ्रोन बैक टू मिडिल क्लास, जितना मिडिल क्लास इनटू द फॉर्मल सेक्टर। जितने मिडिल क्लास थे वो कहाँ चले गए? इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में, और वो गरीबी में। Also, widespread alcoholism and suicide were saw, and that children were withdrawn from school and sent to work. That was the informalization, especially when textile mill in Ahmedabad were closed. So it is very bad that some people who were earlier working in formal sector now move back to the informal sector. Students, these are the assignments which is related with the today's discussion. Workers in hotel, which has 7 hired workers, that is informal, private school teachers 25 teachers, formal police constable, public establishment है, public establishment nurse in government hospital and all that, cycle rickshaw puller, the owner of textile shop employing 9 workers, driver of bus company which has more than 10 buses and 20 drivers, civil engineer construction company which has 10 workers. The number is very important. If you study this lecture with full concentration, you can easily solve this question, that what belongs to informal sector. There are few questions related with today's discussion, that an establishment for hire workers, it is informal. Compared to 1970, has there been hardly change? No, it is wrong. There is quite change in occupational structure, that most of the people belongs to primary. अब अभी भी प्राइमरी सेक्टर में ही ज़्यादा है, लेकिन सेकेंडरी और टर्शियरी सेक्टर भी काफ़ी अच्छा रोल प्ले कर रहा है। Do you think the last 50 years employment generation is country is commensurate with the growth of GDP in India? What we can say that it is wrong, because GDP increases but employment is not. Jobless growth को यहाँ पर हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. It is necessary to generate employment in formal sector. Yes, it is true. Why it is true? Because in formal sector there are many benefits as compared to that of informal. कैजुअल वेज लेबर्स कौन है? जिन्हें कंप्लीट मतलब पूरे दिन का रोज़गार नहीं मिलता है, कुछ घंटे के लिए वो एम्प्लॉयड होते हैं और उन्हें डेली बेसिस पे काम करना पड़ता है, उनको कोई बेनिफिट नहीं मिलता. हाउ विल लुक अबाउट द वेदर अ वर्कर इज वर्किंग इन इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर? वी डिस्कस इन दिस स्लाइड, this previous slide, that what is informal sector. Hope you understand about this. Done this assignments. So that was the today's lecture, students. Thank you. Be at your home and safe.